Everybody, welcome on in North Cal Sports Network. Giants win it tonight, 3-0. Had a very good pitching outing by Tyler Mahle, upping the chances that he might be tradable. That's a couple of good outings in a row, and the Giants win it 3-0. Grant McCray gets a big hit tonight, a 2-run blast, but the news of the night, maybe we're waiting to hear what happened with Casey Schmitt. I sent him a text, wished him well. Hopefully it's nothing more than a knee sprain or strain or a hyperextension and not the dreaded ACL, Dallas. That is the concern.
Yeah. It's hard to tell from the replay if he just kind of, pulled his hamstring a little bit or if it's something worse than that.
Yeah.
But he was able to walk off on his own power without too much pain, it seemed like, but it wasn't enough to stay in the game.
Has there been a word about the hamstring? I see Johnny said hamstring.
Johnny said hamstring, but I've been checking Twitter for word on it. Now that the game is over, we should start to see something.
It didn't look as bad as, but those ACLs, usually I don't know. I don't even want to speculate. Just hope he's okay because, look, there's no reason to not trade Matt Chapman if this is an issue. Just put anybody at third base. If you have a chance to trade Matt Chapman, it's not like the season is salvageable. It's over. So if they hold on to Matt Chapman because they say Casey's going to be out for a few weeks and they need a third.
That's not going to happen. That won't happen.
That's not going to stop them from trading Matt Chapman. If they got a deal for Chapman and they like the deal, they're trading him.
Of course. Period. There's no, that would not come into play if there's a Chapman deal that's being discussed right now. Christian Koss could hold it down. They want to get a look at Parks Harbor. He could come up. Yeah. Jesus Rodriguez could probably play third. So, there's a lot of different options. They could figure it out.
They're calling it a leg injury. I don't even know if they actually know. I haven't heard anybody that gets a report either via Twitter. Susan,
there is a lot of people asking. Update on Schmitt. Can we check signs of life on Schmitt? Twitter is a buzz right now trying to get information about it.
I could ask him for a hot tip, but I really don't want to do that.
If he texts you back, then we will break the news here.
I don't want to be that guy.
Hopefully it's good news.
I don't want to be that guy. It's a knee, 100%. And others are saying it's a leg injury. It's a hammy. We don't know, it sounds like. I don't know. They were looking at his knee. He was grabbing his knee. I'm just hoping it's kind of the way he stopped, that it was more of a hyperextension and it just feels. If you have ever done that, it's painful if it's a hyperextension, but it's not serious. So we'll see what happens, but not ideal for the team. But the team does win 3-0. They are now have won what? 3
in a row.
3 or 4.
Yes, 3 or 4.
3 or 4. They're playing 750 ball. Let's see, how many games left?
There is.
I don't even know what their record is. I stopped paying attention.
45-61.
Okay, so they're 45-61. They played 106. That means 56. They have 56 games left times 750. 750 ball. They can go 42-14. What's their record right now?
45-61.
So if they win 42, they will go all the way to 87. Wait, 42? They're 45?
Yes. 45.
Okay, yeah, 42 and 45, 87. Yeah, I think this is where the Giants are heading. You heard it right here, NorCal Sports Network. I think the Giants are going to play 750 ball the rest of the way, and they're going to win 87 games.
And we're going to have to remix the song.
And Dan has CTE.
I think Mahle gets traded tomorrow. He sure made a good case for himself. He was doing his best Logan Webb impersonation, getting them to ground into 3 double plays. So that is helpful when guys are getting on base, but then you wipe them out. That's pretty good.
Yeah, it is. It is interesting that he's doing well. You know, we did see a little article out on Twitter today about from Jeff Passan, said doesn't expect a lot from the Giants to get back a whole lot, which I tend to agree. I don't think Arise and Ray and Mahle and whoever else you want to trade bring back top talent. Like,
that's true, but I don't know why. Arise, why does he get such a bad rap around the league? People don't respect him. They don't respect what he does. But we can watch him. We can see how valuable he would be on a playoff team. Some team should be willing to pony up, but just because he doesn't hit home runs, people don't want to fork over anything for him. And that's pretty a sad state of affairs because the guy would be an asset to any team in baseball.
He would be he's a very good player. I like him. I think the problem with the Giants re-signing him is they have such bad contracts on the books with Chapman, Devers, and Adames that they kind of shot themselves in the foot because Arise could be an $18 million player. You know, I think he's more like a 4-year, $60 to $70 million deal, you know, anywhere between 15, 18 million a year.
He'd be a bargain at that price, but they can't do it unless they find a way to move Chapman or somebody else.
So they've kind of shot themselves in the foot because then they've got Lee, and Lee's not a dynamite contract. He's a good player, but here's the issue that I tell people with Lee. You know, people get on me on Twitter because I said I think the Giants don't want to trade him for marketing purposes. The problem with Lee and why you should consider trading him, if he has a great year next year, which you hope he does, right? You hope as a Giants fan he has a great year. Well, double-edged sword. He has a great year. He's going to opt out because then he's going to say, well, I only got 2 years left after this. I want a 4 or 5 year deal. And, you know, if the Giants are willing to do it, maybe they do. But if he doesn't have a great year, if he's just kind of like, oh man, I'm making $23 million a year, I'm not going to find that on the open market. I'll stay here for the next 2 years and collect my $23 million a year because that's what he's going to account for. Then you're kind of like, wow, shoot, he didn't opt out. You know, you remember when the Giants had hoped Johnny Cueto would opt out, and he didn't because they had to pay him another $22 million the last year because he was not good. So that's kind of what I mean. Lee's younger.
Generally,
Lee's younger. He's not going to be
Scott
bad.
Boras is his agent, right?
Yeah.
So generally, he's going to opt out.
Generally. But if he doesn't do well, he's not going to opt out.
No. But if he does as well as he did this year, then probably he would.
Yeah. He's hitting, what is he hitting? About 300 right now?
300, 303, somewhere in there.
Would you call it a modest or a soft type 300 or a wow? I don't see it as a wow 300 because it came in a stretch of about a month where he was really hot, but the rest of the year he's just kind of like
Mm-hmm.
He's there.
During that month, he was outstanding. But where does it go?
Yeah.
He turns into this kind of slappy, light hitting guy that, rolls over to the second baseman a lot of pop flies, not a lot of power in that swing. He's not hitting line drives a lot of the time. And I don't know if that's just a mechanical thing where he gets out into a funk for a little while and then he finally finds it again. But we've been waiting for a couple of years now for him to add more tools to his game. I think his defense has really started to shine in right field. He's throwing guys out. He's using his arm. He's becoming a respectable right fielder, which is great.
Yeah.
But he's not stealing bases. He started to a little bit. They told him, you got to run, or they started telling him, giving him the must run sign or something. And then he stole a couple bases, but then lately he's been slowing down again. So for some reason he's hesitant to add that speed, the stolen base to his bag of tricks. And I think that hurts him. You need a guy that has a higher on base percentage, puts the ball in play, and can get on base, or add a bunt. Add bunting to your repertoire, where you can put down a bunt and get yourself on base.
See, I think Luis Ariz was a one-tool player out of the 5 tools and has become more of a two-tool player this year. He's got a glove now, and he's got the bat as far as the average, but he doesn't hit for power. He doesn't have great speed. He doesn't have a tremendous arm. I also think I was talking to I don't know if he's in the chat here tonight, but Matthew Birmingham, I don't see him in here. Anyway, I don't see him in here. We're talking about a 6-tool player, and I think a 6-tool player is very few 6-tool players. And what a 6-tool player, the 6 tools should be someone who walks a lot, that actually has a good plate discipline, command of the strike zone.
That's a good call. Yeah.
So because it's a valuable piece to your game.
It's really like a good eye.
Yeah, having a good eye. Because you see so many guys that don't have good eyes. They just go up there hacking it and swinging at ball 4 a lot. But
they also waste your challenges.
Yeah, that's what I want to get to this whole thing about Jung-Hoo Lee being out. I don't want to be the guy that blames certain people, but sometimes I do, because certain guys just bug me. And Tristan Beck's one of those guys that just bugs me. I don't know why. He just bugs me.
What did he do?
Well, he hit the Angels. Who'd he hit? The other day, he hit somebody.
Oh, I see. Okay.
And then, Lee that was payback. And Lee had hit the 3-run homer, and it was like, okay, we're going to get you back for hitting our guy, and we'll take Lee. And what the heck is Beck hitting a guy for in what wasn't the game like 9-0?
Yeah, but was he doing it intentionally, or is he just not?
No,
not
he's
very
just
good?
terrible. He's just terrible. Yeah. He's not like intentionally doing it. He's just
right.
I'm just sick of seeing Tristan Beck. It's like he's just never going to be anything but, his last name's too close to Bear, as far as I'm concerned. So Bear, get him out of here.
Yeah. Well, he doesn't live up to his uncle's reputation, Rod Beck.
No, he's certainly not, and he's not his uncle. I don't know. He's never been a guy that he's up, he looks great. He's down, he looks, up, down, up, down.
It's mostly down, though. He's not really had much this year, and he's nearing the end of his road here with the Giants. I don't know. I don't think he has any options left next year, if I had to guess.
I hope not. I'm just, he's a Farhan. I think he came in the Mark Melancon trade from Atlanta. Stanford kid, but Johnny says, Yeah, Beck sucks, but you might as well let him pitch after the deadline because who else is going to pitch? Beck should be that guy that comes in and when you're up or down 15-2 and just throw those balls and just those eephus pitches. Just, hey, we're going to bring in Beck. I don't know. The Giants just have so many mid guys. I mean, so many.
Vitello says Casey Schmitt will get an MRI tomorrow after leaving tonight's game with knee discomfort. MRI,
the dreaded MRI. Well, but usually, like, they know when it's an ACL because they can move the knee. You know how they always say they fear the ACL? Do we get anything like that from the Giants, please? Can we get anything like that?
Vitello says he'll miss some time, but it's too soon to know how much. They won't rush Matt Chapman back, so they'll need to add someone tomorrow.
Parks Harbor. Goodbye, Tristan Beck, off the 40. I just solved your problem, Giants. Get rid of Beck, bring up Harbor. How many catchers they got? Oh, they got 3. Who goes off the? Let's take a look at the Giants 40-man roster, and let's listen to Tony.
Can you hear this?
Nothing yet.
He's doing all right. He's in there. Obviously, he's a little bummed out. He's a guy that loves playing every day. He's definitely not going to play tomorrow, but scary moment there for him. Knee discomfort right now is what we would label it, because he's got to get looked at tomorrow, but he'll get looked at as in detail as possible tomorrow and see what we got.
I guess when you see him plant the way he did, come off as slowly as he did, just what's the level of concern with you and the team?
Yeah, I mean, going out there, again, I think he's a unique personality, but he's definitely got a level of toughness to him, and you go out there and he was really struggling just to kind of even move around there with Gresh checking on him. So first thing is, obviously, we got to make a change. And second of all is heart's got to go out to him a little bit, and you hope for the best. Obviously, again, injuries are a part of the game, but they come at different levels. And at this point, probably going to miss some significant time, but based off what we see tomorrow, be interesting what Gresh has, and hoping it's as limited amount of time as possible.
No
Doesn't
follow-up.
sound too good.
No follow-up. Significant time is 2 weeks.
Well, that's just a IL stint.
Yeah.
But who knows? Could be 2 weeks. It could be the rest of the year.
There's a couple ways to create a roster spot. 1, you DFA somebody. 2, you trade somebody and you bring somebody back that's not on a 40-man roster at this point. Mm-hmm. They have, they just go on to the.
Oh, you're talking about 40-man. Who do we make room for?
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at the 40-man roster here, and I am looking to see who.
Because with Koss starting, you need a backup that can play shortstop and third base. Who in the system can play shortstop and third base?
Well, you've got Everson Arteaga down there at the minors, AAA. You got Louis Basby.
I mean, having Chapman come back, they're not going to rush him back, but boy, it would sure be good if he was ready to go. You wouldn't have to make a 40-man move, but they're saying he's not ready. So if that's the case, then
well, I just got a message back from Casey just to my message, just a thumbs up or a heart emoji. But since we know he's getting an MRI, I'm sure they don't know exactly. So, man, that just.
Well, he knows our best wishes are with him.
Yeah. sucks because Giants are going to San Diego Thursday for a 4-game series, and that's Casey's hometown. That's where his family is, and he's having a great year, and they would all be out there getting a chance to see him. Justin Kerwin says, forget Chapman being traded. This has nothing to do with Chapman. They can fill holes. They're not going to not trade Chapman because if Casey's out. That's not the case. This isn't like the team's in contention and they're, oh gosh, we need a third baseman for the stretch run. They could put out their they could put a left-handed infielder in there just for if they had to. I mean,
so Trevor McDonald is on the 15-day DL. He could go on the 60 if they don't think.
Oh, there you go. They'll just move him to the 60 because he's going to have Tommy John.
Very likely.
So there you go. You just move him to the 60. You created your roster spot, and
Tristan Beck sticks around.
Yeah.
And then you really do need to bring up somebody that can play third and short. So whoever that is on the River Cats. That's RTA.
I was bringing up a point about Jeff Passan saying that they don't think the Giants are going to make too many big splashes as far as getting, and to me, they're missing a golden opportunity when the market is such a seller's market. You could be literally trading guys like Webb and moving off of, if they really wanted to move off of Devers, Chapman, and Adames, they could do it. But I don't think ownership wants to flip the bill. But I got to tell you, Dallas, I'm already depressed for 2027 if there's a season. I'm not looking forward to the 27 season based on what I think the Giants are going to do. I think the Giants are going to come back. Here's what I think is going to happen. I think they're coming back with all the big three contracts, Chapman, Adames, Devers. And I think they're all coming back. And I think Webb's coming back. And I think maybe Ramos might get traded or a Lee or something like that. But I think this is.
I mean, you can do that. That's an option. But you have to sign a legit bullpen and pitching staff. You got to have 5 legit starters and a bullpen. And then you got a chance to win, right?
Yeah.
Because we've seen the offense this year. They've been okay. They've been okay this year. The offense has been okay as long as you had pitching.
I need a Devers jersey. Nick says. Maybe so. Yeah.
But I don't know if they're going to do that. And I'm hearing today they might not have a baseball season next year. People are saying.
Who knows? If you're a Giants fan, if you're a baseball fan, you'll be a little disappointed. If you're a Giants fan, I don't think there'll be anything to be disappointed about other than, you'll have a free summer. You won't have to worry about watching baseball.
You get to get out of 1 year of each of these crappy contracts.
True. You don't have to pay those. I mean, heck, I would think the Giants would vote for the salary cap just for the fact that they don't have to pay over $200 million in salary.
Well, it'll probably be grandfathered in for the older contracts.
So we'll see where this thing goes, Dallas. I don't have any. I really don't. I don't have much hope for this organization. I want to be proven wrong. I've been thinking about it today. Maybe I'll just come out with a video and say what I really think they're going to do, which is basically nothing that they need to be doing, and that they're just going to be content. And all these Giants fans are going to love the fact that they didn't trade Logan Webb, that they hung on to Devers and these guys. And I'm just telling you, let's say they had a good bullpen and a good pitching. They're still not a powerhouse team. They're probably a game or two above 500 if they had better pitching. They're not that good. They're
depends.
up and
I mean, the bullpen has lost so many games this year.
They're just so up and down. They're just not that good.
No, but they're missing something else. They're missing a chemistry, a winning chemistry.
Well, it's
that this core group does not have. The core group should be able to overcome some of these losses but they don't have the fight. They don't have that winning spirit that allows them to come back when you're down and never say die. No, these guys roll over once they're down by 4 runs.
Hey, I got to finish up something real quick. I told my wife I didn't expect the game to end early tonight at 9, basically. And I was in the midst of going over some business stuff with my wife. And she's getting ready to go to bed here before 10. So I'm going to go
take care of it. I'm
going to go. It'll only take me about 10 minutes. I'll be back in 10 minutes.
I'm going to go through the website stuff and, tell everybody all about that and read some comments from there.
We don't have the countdown done yet, do we?
No.
Oh, okay. All right. I'll be back in about 10 minutes, guys.
All right. No problem.
You're in good hands with Allstate, with Dallas.
Yes. We'll leave the light on for you. Oh, no, that's Motel 6. Alexa, stop it. Boy, how rude. She just interrupted the show. So Dan will be back in a little bit, but I wanted to mention that we do have a website that you guys should all visit and check out, and that is NorCalSportsNetwork.com. Go there, sign up, and we'll have daily polls that will be featured. You can vote on those. You can post comments right on the website that we can read on the show right here, which I'm about to do. There's a message board. You can chat about the Giants, post topics and interact with the NorCal Sports Network community and a lot of other stuff. So we're going to be adding more to it. We're going to be adding merch. We're going to be adding memberships and a lot of fun things. We're going to be adding live watch-alongs where we're all going to get together and watch a game together. From time to time, we'll have you on this show. I think it's going to be Friday nights. We'll have a roundtable segment. We'll bring everybody on that wants to come on and chat right here. So a lot of fun things upcoming on the website. We also have a phone number. So once you signed up on the website, you can interact with the site through the phone number. And I'll play a little video that demonstrates the phone number and how you can remember it.
Care to comment? Leave us a voicemail or text message. Call or text 415-855-2455. That's area code 415. Bryce Eldridge. Timmy, Willie Mays, Timmy.
So there it is right there. 415-855-2455. You just text that number. If you're not a member of the website yet, it'll say, hey, you got to sign up. You sign up, and then you can send us a message on that number anytime, and we will read it right here on the show. If it's a good comment, if it's just, saying you guys don't know what the hell you're talking about or, some derogatory thing, we'll probably read it too because it's kind of funny, but that's how that works. So check out the website, NorCalSportsNetwork.com, and our phone number right there. So I will go to the website now and see. Ooh, someone just sent a message to that text message number. Let's see who it was. We had, Johnny just chimed in. So let's pull up the viewer here. I'll share the screen. Share screen. All right. There we go. And I'll go to this view here. This is, let's see if I can pop that. Reduce my size here a little bit so I'm not hovering right over it. There we go. There. So I'll go next here. Didn't put up a poll today, but I've got some that I'm going to put up this week about the trade deadline and things like that. Cap and Rawls on the website. How do I add my photo or text message, etc.? Bye. Thanks. Bye. Just go to at the top of the site. You'll see your username. Click that and say edit profile. And there you can upload your photo and it will appear right there. And so when you send a comment, on the text message. And this was a voicemail by Captain Rawls. Let's see if we can hear it.
On the website, how do I add my photo for text messages, etc.? Thanks. Bye.
There he is. And you can add your phone number on that edit settings page, edit profile page too. So you add your phone number, you'll have to reply yes to confirm your number, and then you can interact with the site on that. So, but since you called the number and it knew who you were, the number. So you can just text that same number and that'll work. So if you still need more help, send me an email, dallas@norcalsportsnetwork.com. I'll help you out. Johnny, Dan, you're not going to be happy. Casey is going to be out with the hamstring for God knows how long. And because of that, now they cannot trade Chapman. So we've already addressed this. Casey's injury will have no bearing on whether or not they can trade Matt Chapman or not. There's guys they can bring up. That's not a big deal. So if they can get a good deal for Chapman, that will clear up third base for Casey Schmitt next season, and the team gets better. So Mahle did improve his trade value. Bear and his marketing sucks will not trade Lee because he fills Larry's stupid pockets. Well, so I don't know how much money Jung-Hoo Lee generates the Giants on auxiliary things. I know he sells a lot of jerseys, but at $150 a jersey, how much does his jersey cost? It takes a lot of jerseys to come close to that contract. So I don't think it's that. It might be South Korean TV. That's probably a pretty lucrative deal they have with the TV in that country. So that could be a possibility of what, auxiliary money that comes in from Jung-Hoo Lee. But, just the fact that he's a fan favorite and people come out to the ballpark and see him, I think he probably does sell some tickets. So you do have to factor that in when determining whether you want to trade Ramos or you want to trade Jung-Hoo Lee. So, interesting, but we'll see what happens. Buster needs to start. This is Coach D209. Buster needs to start selling assets off now. Don't wait till next Monday. Arise, Ray, Mahle, Ramos. Get him out of here before the San Diego series begins. Coach D, I agree. You need to start making trades now because you don't want it to get down to the deadline. That's how you end up holding the bag. You're going to have to move some guys, and you can't do it all the last minute. You get a decent deal now, make the trade, move on to the next one. Yes, you can hold out and try and get the best deal you can, all the way to the deadline for some of these. But, there's some that whatever you can get for Tyler Mahle right now, move him, get something. Get a couple of bullpen prospects, get a starting prospect in Double-A. Find something for Mahle. He's not that expensive of a player. So whatever you can get for him, I think you should do that. So, agreed there, Coach. Dallas, I'd trade Miller. We need 7 new pen arms. That has to be totally overhauled. Erik Miller, he's got one save tonight after looking bad all year and having control issues and walking everybody. He has one good outing, and now I guess he's had a couple good outings, to be fair, but he got the save tonight. And I don't know if that's enough to move Miller. Hey, but listen on it. If someone if the phone rings and they're asking about him, they happen to see the game tonight and they're like, hey, I want that guy. Yeah, see what you can get. And same with Brubaker. Anyone in that bullpen is expendable. So send your comments, norcalsportsnetwork.com, or you can call or text 415-855-2455. And that is how it works here. Now, the comments here in the chat, Keep Lee, he can hit the ball. He can hit the ball sometimes. he's had a good year, better year than last year, but just before he got injured, he's been in kind of a slump, and his average has gone from 330, 327 all the way down to 300. So he's slipping a little bit. It would be great if they do not trade Lee. It would be great if he could have another hot streak to finish out the season, finish the season on a strong note. That would be great for any of these Giants that we want to see for next year. You want to finish on a high note so that you can take that momentum into next year. Know that it's possible to have a full season of productivity and not these guys that run out of gas in the dog days of summer, and then you're stuck with nothing, down the stretch when you would hope to be in a playoff hunt. But if you have guys that can't go the distance, then that's not going to work. So if guys can prove they can go the distance now this season, then you'll have a little bit more confidence with them going into next season. So we'll see. Insane. If you can flip Ramos for good controllable pitching, you have to do it. Agreed. I think there's going to be teams out there looking for a right-handed bat. Ramos is a good player, young player, arbitration eligible, and a team could want to bring him on board. So I completely agree. If you can get young pitching, you do it. Hey, Dan. Welcome back.
Thank you. Did you go through some of the website as far as any comments?
Yep, I went through all the comments on the website. Now I've been reading some comments here in the chat.
Oh, okay. What was anything interesting on the website?
Well, there was a few. There was Johnny was worried about Casey not being able to trade Chapman, but we threw water on that. That's not going to matter. There was some comments about Larry Baer and the marketing for Jung-Hoo Lee, and if that's the reason to keep him because of the South Korean market. And that could very well be the case. And there's a lot of fans at Oracle that are big fans of Jung-Hoo Lee. So.
Well, there's a contingent of fans that really are more Jung-Hoo Lee fans than actual Giants fans. And I think that, look, I just watch the crowd, and maybe it's just I've become too cynical. I don't get up and cheer when the Giants do something great, because to me the season's over. It's just like I root for Eldridge, I root for Casey, I root for the younger players. I want to see the young guys. I could care less what Chapman, Devers, Adames, I like a rise. I like to see him, I like to see players have good performances, and if you want to know the truth, when Devers does something well or Adames, I'm just hoping it means that somebody else is interested in him, because I don't want to see 7 more years of Rafi Devers or 6 more years or 5. I guess it would be 5 of Willie Adames. My goodness. If this is supposed to be Willie's best years, like this is supposed to be like right dead center, smack middle of his prime, age 30, right? He's supposed to be like in the second year of his 7-year free agent contract, and he's already crappy. He's the worst shortstop in the game, and we have him for 5 more years. And I'm like,
that's crazy.
I'm just thinking, wow, this is just not even like enjoyable to watch. It's like watching I don't know if I liken it to the football when the Niners, when Kyle Shanahan's first year, but at least they were building something, so you were excited when they started winning a little bit. They lost their first 9 games under Shanahan, and then they got Jimmy Garoppolo, and they won their last 5 games or something like that. But they were building something. The Niners sucked when Shanahan and Lynch came in. And what did they do? They built something that could be sustained. They got all these young guys, and they got them up and playing. They got Kittle, they got Warner, they started getting some studs. They got some bad picks in there as well, as you're going to do in any draft. But they built something into entertainment that's been a good team for the most part. I don't see the Giants going in that direction. I don't see the Warriors. I see the Warriors and the Giants kind of like, oh, great. We're stuck with these guys and we're just going to run its course. And, the Warriors will probably be a 9 or a 10 seed, make the play in and get knocked out. And, and the Giants will probably be a 500 team next year, maybe, that hangs in there for a while. Looks like maybe they can be a wild card, and then they'll get knocked out because there's too many good young teams. Cincinnati's a good young team. Pittsburgh's on the rise. St. Louis is on the rise. Chicago and Milwaukee. That's 5 teams that are going to be tough to beat for the Giants. And then you look at the East, and, Philadelphia is getting old, but they'll spend the money to keep going. Miami looks like a young team that's kind of exciting. The Nationals are they're the highest scoring team. Atlanta is right there. And then, of course, you got the Dodgers that they're not going to beat. And then you've got Arizona and San Diego. And I think Colorado is coming on around. I think Colorado's building. They don't have any pitching.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
They can never have pitching. So
they'll never have pitching. But they're not going to be. No, they're not going to. Colorado's going nowhere, but they might surpass the Giants, is what I'm saying. They might surpass the Giants for
maybe. Place. That's a pretty pessimistic view.
But I just don't think the Giants are going to do anything. I think they're just.
Well, they need to. And Sportsman makes a good comment here. Let me bring it up. Say you bring back the whole team back. 2 starting pitchers are gone from Tommy John. 1 is walking. They need to make these trades to reload the farm. Paying Lee $22 million for 34 RBIs and 5 home runs is not a good deal. Moving Ramos is a smart move. He's right. A lot of these pitchers, most of the pitchers we have are not any good. And even if they where'd Dan go? There it is. And even if they were, half of them are gone. So they do need to reload. They need pitching. They need pitching bad.
Yeah,
so.
They need it in the worst way. Look, just go out and make a few trades, get some decent starters, bullpen guys, and then fill the rest up with free agency. And if you're going to make a run with these guys, you'll probably have an infield next year. My guess, it'll be Chapman, Adames, Schmitt, and Devers and Eldridge at first base, alternating. Your outfield will probably be Jung-Hoo Lee. Harrison Bader might be back for the second year, for center field next year. And then, and then your left fielder, if Ramos is not there, it'll be Mercado or somebody else, or Jonah Cox could man center field. But that isn't a team that's going to scare anybody. I'm telling you, this is just get prepared. This is going to
run the same team out again.
But they will, Dallas, to an extent.
They can't.
80% of it will be the same.
Well, of course, 80% of it will, but they need to move one of the big contracts. They need to move somebody in the outfield. You got to switch it up. You can't just roll the same thing out. That's insanity. Doing the same thing,
but they will,
and expecting a different result.
But they will, because these guys are not that tradable, and the Giants don't want to pay their salary down. They made the big bite on Devers, $230 million.
Yeah, but even think towards the long term. Not next year, but the next 2 years.
They'll worry.
You're going to have Chapman and Adames there in 2 years, when Josar and these young middle infielders are going to be coming up. You can't do that, and they're not going to be tradable because they're going to be so old. They're going to be ancient in 2 years. Yep. You got to move them now.
Exactly.
Move one of them now. You got to do it now.
They should.
The iron is hot.
They should. It's the best year to do it because it's a year where there's only about 6 or 7 at the most sellers. And so you got 20 plus teams looking for players. And
what happens next year? The lockout. Nothing happens. These guys just sit in atrophy for a year. And then they come back in 28. And what do you got? You got a bunch of old men.
Yeah.
Might as well throw you out there, Dan.
Absolutely. I'll be right out there. Give me, I think we can't play clips, can we? Because I think if they have no season next year, I think who we're going to see is in Rafi Devers. You know who I think will. You know who I think. Hold on, why can I not get my? Hold on, here we go. I'm not getting. You did what? All right. Hold on. Pause. There we go. All right. I think in 2028, if we don't see a season next year and Devers is still with the ball club, I think he comes back looking like our buddy Fat Albert. I could see Rafi Devers coming back as Fat Albert. It'll be Fat Rafi. And this will be the look of Rafi Devers without a baseball season next year and all of 2027 to just load up.
God, I hope not. That's a scary thought. But these guys, he comes into the off season out of shape now, just a couple of months.
Can you imagine
that much time off? And you're used to playing baseball every day, working out every day, burning 3,000, 4,000 calories a day, and then you stop that, or you severely cut it back. That's a recipe for disaster.
Yeah. How far does 30 million go in the off season for a guy in the Dominican? What's that equivalent to?
So 30 million goes a long way in the Dominican Republic.
Goes a long way in the United States. So imagine when it goes in the Dominican Republic. I would imagine that Rafi, if there's no baseball, he's gonna that dude likes to chomp down, man. I saw him running tonight on that slow roller, and he was going full speed, and he was so slow.
Hopefully he's learned that he's not a spring chicken anymore. He needs to hire a cook, a chef. He needs to hire a personal trainer that works with him every single day and stay in shape. Stay in shape. He should come back to baseball, the best shape of his life.
Well, imagine if the dude, oh, you know what? Let me just show you what Rafi Devers looked like in 2019. Hold on. Let me
2019 was a long time ago, by the way.
7 years ago, but your face will change and you put on muscle, but you shouldn't put on that much fat.
I didn't have any gray hair 7 years ago.
Uh-oh, Buster's whining here. All right. Let's see. I guess he's always been kind of a big guy. Let's see. What do we got here? Yeah, I guess he's always been. All right. That's his 2019 card right here. All right. Pull this up. All right. That's Rafi Devers 2019. 7 years ago. I don't know if that looks like a face of a 22-year-old. It sure doesn't look like the 22-year-old to me.
Looks like 22-year-old to me.
I don't know.
That's a young kid there.
Yeah, it's a young kid. It looks to me closer to about 26, 27. Hold on. Get my dog.
I don't even think that guy's shaving.
All right, come on in, pal. All right, have a seat. Go make some trades, Buster. What are you doing in here? Go get busy and make some trades. He's not shaving now. Somebody said he's not shaving, but yeah, I think that looks like a little older, but I've seen some 22-year-olds that look pretty young.
Look at Bryce Eldridge. How old does he look?
Well, he looks older because he's beard.
I don't know. Let's check his birth certificate.
Yeah. George says, accept it. I don't have to accept it. And you could say he's 29, and I could say he's 34. And we both could be, we both have our opinions. I don't think he plays like a 29-year-old. I'm sorry. 29-year-olds bat speed. 29-year-old don't lose their bat speed at 26. It's slower at 27. It's slower again at 28, and it's slower again at 29. Go find me ball players that in their mid 20s, from their mid 20s to their later 20s, their bat speed started declining year after year. Go find me that, George. I don't think the guy couldn't even catch up to a 93 mile an hour fastball in April. I think we see guys' natural digression at about 34 years of age. Exactly, Flipper. You nailed it. We've been talking about that. You can't trust the birth certificates from the Dominican Republic. They're notorious for lowering the ages on certificates. Absolutely. Look, it's a very poor country, and the way out of poverty for many of these players is to falsify their ages. George, coming at me. I didn't say I'm always right, did I, George? I may be wrong. That is totally fine. I may be 100% wrong on his age. But you know what? It's my show. And I can say what I want to say. And that's my right? Do we know Luis Hernandez and Joe Sarr are 17 and 18? You just don't know with a lot of these guys. Joe Sarr's from Dominican. You hope the numbers are right, but you don't know for sure. But, if you like Devers, that's fine. He's a good hitter. I don't think he's a star player anymore. He has star moments, but I see far too many inconsistencies. I don't see him carrying a team on hot streaks and just, helping a team carry a team on his back for a week at a time. Rarely see it.
It doesn't happen.
I don't see much to his game other than his hitting. He's got an okay glove at first base, nothing spectacular. He's not I wouldn't consider him elite athlete. I think
he's fine at first base, especially with his bat. That's
he
where you put
hit.
a guy that can hit.
He can hit, but he's
not carrying the team on his back. He's not willing this team to victory. The team is woefully under 500 since they traded for him.
26.
It's not all his fault.
No, it's not.
you could argue he's doing his fair share this season. Aside from the slow start, he did take over a month to get going, and the Giants were already 10 games under by that time. But I don't know. It's not moving the needle.
Yeah, in basketball, they have a stat called plus minus. Now, it can be overrated at times. I get it. But you see, Draymond Green had a plus minus of tonight of 21, meaning while he was on the court, the Warriors had 21 plus points to their opponent. Or you hear, minus 11 on his plus minus. As soon as he came in the game, the team started going downhill. Well, Rafi Devers plus minus is 26, minus 26. The Giants are 26 games under 500 since Rafi Devers put on the Giants uniform. And you know what? In those 26 games under 500, the one common denominator that is true, and nobody else on the Giants can claim this, not one person, is that Rafi played in all of those games.
Every game. No other person played in every game. No other person managed every game. He's the one common denominator that's been there every single game.
Yep.
Now, is that fair? No, it's not. But it is a fact.
Senior says hitting isn't everything. And if you are an ass, a selfish ass at that, it can hurt your club more than 30 home runs. Thank you, Senior. I agree. We've all been around teams and played, and there's always that diva, that jerk, that guy that screws up the chemistry. Boston, or Senior, he's a selfish diva. Boston dumped his ass after signing him to a 10-year deal for a reason, and look at them now. Yeah. Why did Boston dump him? I mean, if they signed him to a 10-year deal and then the next year they dumped him, what does that say?
Well,
something
wasn't getting along with the owner.
Something didn't, something had to go right really to sign him to a 10-year deal. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. George likes the guy. We have no pitching. How can we win without it? Blame Devers, sure, but Buster killed this team by now. Yeah, absolutely. We've all pointed that out. There's no pitching. I'm not saying Devers is the sole responsibility for the team tanking. But they were forced to sell last year. Remember, they were playing above their heads. They were 10 games over 500 last year. Devers came in and, they just started losing.
Yep. Well, they started losing. Then they went on a little run at one point, right? After the trade deadline.
After the trade deadline, yeah. They
but
won
now the Giants have not gone on one of those runs this year, ever. They've never had a prolonged win streak.
Yeah. Look, there's some players, exactly. There's some players that get the money and they're going to be a professional and they're going to give it their all. To me, I don't really care what anybody says, and you can tell me I'm wrong until you're blue in the face. When a guy doesn't hustle out stuff and just dogs it on a pop-up, won't even jog to first base on a windy day and gets thrown out, and then has the audacity to tell his manager that send this pinch runner back, I'm not coming off the field. Even if Rafi Devers was 100% and the manager, and they had that conversation that he's 100% and there's nothing wrong with his hamstrings or nothing, you still put Jonah Cox in there for Rafi. Rafi Devers is slow. Jonah Cox is one of the fastest runners in baseball. In a one-run game, you do that move all the time.
That's ego getting ahead of baseball, good baseball decisions. To question that decision, of course you're going to get pinch run for. What are you talking about? That was stupid. But then Vitello, he doesn't have the clout with the veterans, and there's times this season when guys should have sat. Period. They make mistakes. Their heads are not in the game. Mental mistakes. You sit them down. You say, all right, obviously, you need to think about, get your head back in the game and take a breather, take a rest. And that's not the case. It's always, we want to have them back out there because we want our best players on the field. Well, when your best players aren't performing to their best, then you need to have them reevaluate.
Yeah. I'm just saying, team comes back with Devers, Adames, Chapman next year. If there's a season and they're here, there's nothing to get excited about. I will not be predicting 88 wins with this club if there's a season next year and they have those guys. I mean, I've kind of figured out the level is now, okay, you get some good pitching, they can be a 500 team. You don't have good pitching, they're going to be 15, 20 under like this year. If Devers, Adames, Chapman, Ramos, Lee, Schmitt, whoever you throw behind the plate, those are all, some of them good players, right? No superstars. There's really no, they don't have a superstar. They have an all-star in Webb as a pitcher, not a superstar pitcher, but an all-star.
They need a superstar, though. The Giants never had a superstar when they won World Series. They had some superstar pitchers.
Yeah, they had. But
Posey was the closest thing, but he wasn't a superstar.
No, he wasn't a superstar, but he was a consistent star, all-star.
Right, but you need consistency, which they don't have.
Yeah, and Mad Bum and Kane and Lincecum were, for a 4 or 5 year period, were consistent stars.
Is Devers a consistent hitter?
No, I haven't seen any consistency.
Is Chapman?
No.
Is Adames?
No.
Is Ramos?
Nope.
Is Lee?
Consistent in which way?
Like he consistently hits 250.
No, he goes up and down. He goes up and down.
He has a hot month and then a cold month, and more cold months than hot months. So that's the problem, is when you have too many inconsistent guys. Is Luis Ariz a consistent hitter?
Yes.
Has he had a slump this year?
No.
He's consistently hit, and you need some of those guys. You need a couple of those guys that are consistent. They're not going to beat they're not world beaters. They're not superstars, but they're consistent. They get hits consistently. They produce. They don't have prolonged slumps. And if you have too many with prolonged slumps, you've got 3 or 4 guys that are slumping at the same time. One guy's hitting in a vacuum, and it doesn't work. You need guys that put the ball in play and guys that can take a walk, get on base. Even if you're not like Eldridge, he's in a slump right now, but he still takes a walk every game. He gets on base at least once. Just even though he's not hitting, he's at least contributing to the offense. So those are the types of players you need.
Yeah.
And they have too many guys that are not that.
They should make it a priority. I would be very happy if they could somehow, if they were to be able to sign Ariz, but trade Chapman. If you don't trade Chapman,
you can do that. The team gets better.
Yeah. If you don't trade Chapman and you keep Ariz somehow, you're back to the problem next year. Where's Casey playing? Left field?
Yeah. It doesn't work. And then you've got your entire infield locked up for 4, 5, 6, 7 years.
And then and who is their top prospect?
All the money you're spending is on those 4 guys.
Yep. And who's their top prospects? They're all shortstops.
Shortstop, which means you move one to second base. So that's
1 to
2,
third
and then
base,
one to center field.
But you're locked up though, because you're blocking these guys. It's the same thing they did with Casey. They signed Chapman in 2024, and they didn't need to.
Same thing with Eldridge. They signed Devers.
Same thing with Eldridge. This is what I don't understand about this team. Do they even have a plan? I mean, you and I play fantasy.
Confidence in their farm system.
You and I
they didn't have confidence in Casey.
Yeah.
They didn't have confidence in Eldridge. They didn't know he was going to be good. They hoped he would be good, but they didn't know he would be good.
But they should know. They should know.
You should know.
You should know what you got in your, if you're
Have a little more
properly
confidence.
evaluating guys and I could tell that Elliot Ramos was a Major League Baseball player. I didn't know if he was a stud all-star, but I said he's good enough to play every day. And they
Jung-Hoo Lee didn't get hurt. He made him be on another team right now.
Yeah, exactly.
Probably.
But they didn't. They didn't see it. They didn't see it with Casey Schmitt. Nope. I don't understand it. He did in the minors.
Not even going into this year. They signed Luis Ariz and gave his position away to him.
Yeah, they did not. If Eldridge made the team opening day and was doing well, Casey's not playing.
Yep, that's right. So the moral of the story is start trading some guys, Buster. It's time. Move them. Push the product.
George,
get on the phones.
George. I need to. You say I'm not always right. No, I'm not always right, but neither are you. George, the Giants weren't ready to win in 2024 was the point. They weren't ready to win. And I told you guys, and I said it on Twitter, and I said it on the show, that Matt Chapman will be signed by the Giants, and I don't want it to happen because he's not going to make a difference in this club. And what did they do? They went 81-81. Okay? Or is that the year they went 79-82? What year did they go 81-8? Last year. So the first year they were 4 under 500. And I said, he's not. But this is how you get ready, George. When a guy's not ready, they can learn at the Major League Baseball level. And
they never gave him a shot. A prolonged look. He came up, he was hot. They adjusted to him. He got cold. They set him down. And then he bounced around.
Yep. This is what the Giants do. They're notorious. Hopefully they have a different mindset with Randy Wynn at the helm, overseeing things, and that they don't do that to level. And I think they have a little bit different approach with these guys. I really do. I think I think some of these guys are going to make it level, and Hernandez and Jassar.
You got a lot of big time contracts right now, long contracts of aging players. You got to move them now. You got to get out of this now because you got guys coming. You don't want to have to eat the money now or eat the money when Josar Gonzalez is ready, but you're going to eat the money at some point. So
yeah.
Why not eat it now?
Yep. All right, we get ready to get out of here.
Let's get out.
Let's thank our sponsors real quick. Guys, PrizePicks is a daily fantasy app where you build lineups by choosing more or less. And right now, new users, if you use that promo code up there, NCSN, you can play $5. And if you win, they give you $150 into your account. You play $5, they're giving you $150. It doesn't take a lot to open an account. I believe it's $10 to open the account. So go download the PrizePicks app today or go to the description in the video. Click on the link. If you download the app, just use that promo code NCSN. Pretty simple. I hear PrizePicks all over, and I hear these codes like HM. I'm like, what is that?
25B.
I don't understand some of the codes. Do you get some of their PrizePicks is all over, and I'm hearing use code HMR. And I'm like, what does that have to do with the show that's advertising? Like, you're watching NorCal Sports Network, use the promo code NCSN. It's, pretty simple. So if you do choose PrizePicks, happen to do that, make sure you use the code NCSN. Appreciate that. Also, we want to thank our sponsor of the show, Chapman Law Group. Chapman Law Group, located in Marin, licensed in all of California. Give Chapman Law Group a call at 415-613-9483. Give David Chapman and his group a call. Let him know NorCal Sports Network sent you. You got, you need wills, trust, you need something, documents, you need somebody to represent you for a DUI. Hopefully that's not the case. Or personal injury, and hopefully that's not the case. Give Chapman Law Group a call, and they can help you make sure you're taken well care of. All right, Dallas, we're going to get out of here. We'll be back tomorrow night. Tomorrow night, we've got Brewers, I think, are sending Logan Henderson, and the Giants are sending who to the mound tomorrow night? It's Webb Wednesday Webb Day, and then tomorrow is...
I said it yesterday. It was, who was it? Roop.
Is it Roop tomorrow?
Roop, yeah.
Wow. Giants actually, hey, wouldn't it be something if they swept the Brewers? I don't know. Never know. We're waiting. We'll keep waiting. But, guys, appreciate you being here. We will play our little NCSN song on our way out. Oops, I forgot the music or the volume.
In NCSN, the room stays loud. Sears softball games, we back that crowd. Insane sports takes fly all day. And Johnny Chisari got a lot to say. Willie Adams is on his mind. Mark Gravy Graves in the throw.
A dumbass!
Who can't get enough of Tony Victory. That's the kind of noise that writes the story.
Uh-oh, Tony Victory.
Maybe tomorrow.
We'll give him a little Tony Victory for a chorus. Let's crank the music here. George Corey with the counterfeit. Was it counterfeit?
Counterpoint.
Counterpoint. I think I'm going to call it George Counterfeit point. Counterfeit points. I'm kidding you, George. George, glad to have you here as part of NorCal Sports Network. We always love a voice of resistance. Yes. This is not a cult here. We don't need cult. We're not a cult. We don't need everybody to agree. I wonder if Casey was being talked about in deals. That screws that up, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know if they wanted to, if they were serious about it.
I don't think they're making many moves at all. I really don't. Now I'm starting to. I said 5. I think there'll be, Ray, Arise, maybe a Brubaker, and another small like a Mahle. There's 4. And then, maybe a Ramos happens. I don't think much else happens.
And I like the big 3, then they need to do it in the offseason.
Yeah. All right, guys, we're going to give you a little Tony Victory on the way out.
Every name in the circle brings what it brings. One big thread, one loud vibe. Everybody here keeps the whole thing alive. NCSN, keep it on. NCSN, all night long. Harold Sour Shoes, George Corey.
Counterfeit. All right, we're out of here after this, guys.
Out of Tennessee, where the Smokies rise, Tony Victory brought us fire and pride. They say he's
Sorry, Mark.
green as spring grass.
We're going to go through the first chorus and we're going to be out of here.
Makes you believe fast. Tony Victory, they don't all agree, but he talks like a man who can part the sea. Dodgers looming, doubts run high. Can he lead the Giants to touch the sky? Tony Victory.
Where'd my line go? Where'd it go, Dallas?
Time
Can't
will
find
see.
Oh, there we go.
Erik from the talk shows.